North Node Astrological Consultations, available now at sacredtea.net. Hey babies, it's MahMah Tea, back with another one. Sitting out here, I'm in a new location for a minute. I'm starting to get my little downloads again, and sitting out here in this sun once again. And I want to talk to you babies about a couple of things that's on my mind today. I want to start with this comment this young fella made on one of my YouTubers. He said, you better stay away from them Chinese government apps. Like your American government apps is any better. Let me tell you about this Chinese government app. If it wasn't for this app, millions of people would still be rocked to sleep. If it wasn't for this app, nobody would have ever heard of MahMah Tea. See, this app was a platform that allows some of us to get on here and speak the truth that your American government apps always tried to censor. See, there's always a balance in these things. I told you, laws of correspondence, laws of opposites. There's always another end of the spectrum that's going to balance out what one side is trying to do. And this app was it. This allowed many people to come on here and just speak freely and start showing evidence and truth of what's going on out here in the world that your American government apps was trying to hide from the people. Ain't no hide no more. Everything is out, front center. And it wasn't your land of the free and the brave that allowed that to happen. It was the other side that they was always demonizing. But yet, if you look in this country, them Chinese governments, they own half the country anyway. They got stocks in major corporations. They own land. Half they people here anyway. You eat their food daily. And you talk about stay off of their apps. Baby, please. Y'all really need to take a good look about the shit you say. You know, it's time, y'all. Everything has been utilized for your benefit to awaken you, but you still want to pick and choose sides and fight with one another instead of coming together, realizing that unification is the key. You know, I'm out here, let me say something about my people. You know, I'm talking about my people every chance I get. So, I've been traveling out here through Mexico, and I ain't seen none of us since I've been here. None. And I've been here since January. I ain't seen none of the others either. So then I'm over here at an area that I just don't like tourist areas. Right? I don't like where there's a lot of tourists. It's too touristy. Then, because you know what I noticed over here in the tourist areas, honey? The GMO foods is over here. It wasn't where it was. All the other places I've been. Come over here with all the others. That food is just as, you can see it, you can feel it, now you can tell if you've been to other places. See, many people travel, they go on the plane, they get off one spot, that's it, they get on the plane and they go back. They didn't have the opportunity to cross country, travel across this country and see all the different pockets and different people and the different cultures and the different foods and cuisines that they got. You think you eating something good out here. No, baby, you eating that GM. I went to the grocery store. I was so hot seeing all that white chicken. Since I've been down here, the chicken has been yellow, like it was when I was a kid. Yellow skin and just yellow chicken hanging. They had the whole bird hanging there off the thing in the Mercados, just hanging there like a the Daffy Duck, Donald Duck show. The chicken used to hang back in the day. It was yellow. And I was like, wow. I haven't seen yellow chicken in so long. Honey, I got over here, went to the grocery store, ain't nothing but white chicken. That GMO albino chicken that you think is normal. I left out of there so hot, said, damn, y'all been infiltrated. Then I realized, oh, you trying to cater to the people that come here that's all touristy. Because if they come here and they see that other cuisine, they gonna realize something wrong because they coming here in masses. And they coming over here with their attitude and their ways too. And I see why the people here don't like some of them. And then some of us coming over here acting like that too. Let me tell you about some of us. I went to the beach. Hey, sister, how you doing, honey? They snap their head around like they don't even want to acknowledge you. I was like, you know what? I ain't seen y'all in about 4 or 5 months, and it was okay with me. Now I see y'all here. Every other foreigner come to go to a different country, and they see their people. They're going to embrace their people, not us. We see our people in a different country, honey. We snapping our head, turning our head, acting like we don't want to see each other. I'll be damned. I see why a purge is coming. I see why a cleansing is coming. I see why the world is so hard on you, because you hard on your own people. You refuse to wake up out this shit. I didn't want nothing from none of them. They didn't even know who I was. I don't even want you to know who I am. I'm just saying, what's up, people? What's up, family? Shit, you would think I was walking around with a tin cup in my hand. Ridiculous, ridiculous, ridiculous. But all this to say, baby, we at a point now. We at a tipping point, and it's a clear divide right now, and it's so unfortunate. So the roads have split, and people are still trying to pull you back into a timeline that no longer exists for you. You're going to have to walk in your power, walk in your strength. And sometimes you're going to have to walk away from many who you would have never thought you was going to walk away from. Everything's shifting. Everything's changing. And you definitely going to have to listen to that voice within. And it may not make sense to you. That's why you got to be still and ponder on a couple things and wait for your confirmation. Learn how to read the symbols and the signs, because that's what our true ancestors did. And as for our ancestors, baby, y'all got to stop treating your ancestors like idols and something to worship. Your ancestors are you. You having a relationship with you. All this bowing down and giving offerings and things like that, you know, I'm talking about sacrificial offerings. That is not a relationship. That's a deity. That's some sort of entity that you worshiping. The days of worshiping is over. You should be building relationships, acknowledging that they're your higher selves, and you on a mission to complete something that you came here to do, not just for you, but for them as well. Many of y'all get this attitude like, I ain't here to do nothing for nobody else but myself. Oh, how far did that get you so far in that way of thinking? You want somebody to tell you something. You want somebody to itch your ears for you, baby. And sometimes it's hard. Like I tell you, these things I'm doing, I don't know what, you already know the story, but I'm doing it. And then as it's starting to be revealed while I'm here, I ain't realized that there's some things here. You know, we carry many things imprinted on our soul. And some things need to be purged and cleansed and removed so you can continue moving to a level instead of repeating the cycle. Y'all didn't realize that, you know, in astrocartography, there's planetary lines. It's like a grid. And when you travel to different places, you activate certain planetary energies on that grid. And when I saw what this grid was over here for me, I was like, oh, shit, I'm not going over there. Where we going? But then I realized, you know, you got to recalibrate certain things and certain alignments so you can clear the path for yourself. Now, Pluto is a planet that many people are afraid of, just like they're afraid of Saturn. But Pluto is a necessary cleanser. It's a purger. You have to burn in them flames, baby, in order to transform and rise like that eagle, that phoenix, okay? You're going to have to face some old ancestral energy and blocks that need to be removed, that you were chosen to remove. Yeah, honey, you were chosen for this path to walk because, you know, that faith, you know, walk by faith, not by sight. There's some truth to that, because it's not about something else. It's really about you. You have faith in yourself to continue to do what you said you was come here to do. Right? So there's an alignment here that deals with transformation. And there's alignment here that deals with my North Node. I'm sitting right on my North Node. I thought it was going to be easy and pleasant. Honey, this shit is hard as hell. I've been purging since I've been here. Ain't stopped. But there's a landmark here that I need to go to. And I was told clearly, baby, don't you go over there until you finish cleansing out. You got to go there cleansed out. And I'm like, okay. See, that voice within gets louder and louder. This is what, when you know that civil energy, that oracle energy, you got a connection to that source power, that silver cord that you ride, that you holding on to, that's leading you and guiding you to your path and to your way. You know, they say when you go to sleep and you astro travel, everybody got that cord they connected to, honey. It ain't just there. It's when you're conscious too, when you're walking now, you're being guided along. Who on the other side of that thing? Your higher self is, which is connected to your creator, your God, your source, whatever you want to call that thing. Okay? So I guess all I'm saying is just, trust. You gotta trust. It's loud as hell down here, honey. They all going to work. They all, people walk in. They got truckloads of people. They just, it's just the culture here. I love it though. But anyway, see, I be getting off topic. You gotta walk your walk. You gotta understand what your planetary grids are. And you gotta understand what your purpose is. And sometimes you gotta walk right into the things you fear the most and overcome and rise above. When you face your demons, Pluto could be known as the demon as well, that underworld Scorpio. I got Moon in Scorpio, my South Node is in Scorpio. So I already came from hell. But there's some things I brought back with me that's hellish that I need to let go. Emotional trauma, I need to let go. Sister girl and I was talking the other day about how women trauma bond. And this is how we get in a lot of toxic relationships. Honey, I ain't trying to bond with nobody else in trauma. When I start hearing trauma or drama, because trauma and drama is closely related, because people who are still holding on to trauma love and they're addicted and they're attracted to drama. They always got to stir the pot because that energy is still stirred up in them. They don't know how to reverse the churn and unravel that trauma within them. So they got to stir it and always constantly be in the center of it. And then there are women who are so filled of emotional trauma, attracted to it. That's that gossip and all that energy and this fight that you hear with this one do, here with that one do. And be careful of people who form trends and groups, and it's abusive, and you can tell they abusive by the way they talk about the abuser, right? Because then they attract other women, and then they start abusing you too, baby. Y'all gotta be careful of these certain personalities out here that's using you and abusing you. And I always say, honey, ain't nothing worse on this planet than the patriarchal woman. She upholds the system because she replicates. They always gonna use a woman to further any agenda because of her spiritual power. And once you tap into her ego, honey, that's worse than any ego any man could ever have, because she knows her spiritual power and she could be highly manipulative because she's resonating on such a low frequency. She hasn't healed from the shit she's been through. So she becomes an attacker. Y'all gotta watch all that. Stop swimming in them cesspools, baby. The moment I start hearing shit like that, I got to go. Okay, I gotta go. I give you about 5 minutes. And after that, I'm not gonna, it's gonna bring my energy. It's a trick. It's gonna bring my energy into that thing. And I'm like, no. So you gotta have to know your limits and your boundaries. And when someone come with that, say, no, that's enough, change the subject. Let them go. Talk to them the next day. Because next thing you know, because I'm empathic, and you're going to absorb that. Cancer energy is moon energy. It absorbs. Hell to the no, honey. I had to wring out my sponge quick. So y'all do the same thing, baby. Go out there and wring out your sponge. You can't be having all this trauma absorbed in you, attracting that. That's going to block you. All right? So another thing, I want to talk about Pluto again. Look for where Pluto is in your chart, because that's what you really need to transform from, because heal from. That's where your trauma might be. And once you, let me tell you something, once you just go in and face that head on, Pluto becomes your superpower. Everybody looking for their superpower, huh? Well, that's Pluto. Yeah, it ain't Jupiter. Jupiter is your guardian, your protector. It ain't Saturn. Saturn is your teacher. It ain't the sun. Sun is your ego. It ain't Mars. Mars is your drive. It ain't Venus. Venus is the love, the relationship. It ain't the moon. Moon is your emotions and your psychic energy. It ain't Neptune. Neptune is really the ultimate high octave of your spiritual divinity. But you got to go through Pluto to rise up again. And Pluto is when you face your darkest moments, your darkest fears, your demons. You got to go down into your underworld. And you gotta have to go and pull that shit up by the root, baby. Fearless. Because to be afraid of Pluto, baby, is to be afraid of yourself. Because we all have light sides, dark sides. We all things. And once you see that and understand that, you won't be afraid to tap into your lower self and go have a conversation with that demon and say, well, okay, what we finna do? Because you're not gonna have me paralyzed no more. And my stomach tied up in knots over here. I ain't gonna lie. But you know what? I'm releasing. I'm not holding on to the knot anymore. I'm releasing these knots. These knots from past generations. This tie, this bondage. It's not even a bond, baby. It's bondage. This emotional bondage. So I'm here resonating on this line of Pluto to cut these cords once and forevermore. Because part 2 of this thing is about healing. Because once you face those demons, you become to heal that sore that's in there, that Achilles heel, that Chiron. Start addressing that wound. That is when you become a master healer yourself. And ultimately, that's one of my missions, is to help heal the masses. But first, I gotta go deep down inside and travel the troubled waters to heal myself. That's my word of the day for y'all today, okay? Now, babies, don't think about what I'm saying, because when I'm talking to you, I'm talking to myself, but we are all, many of us share this common walk and this common bond, and it's time that we go deep down inside and heal ourselves from the things we fear the most. Okay, babies, that's my word to today. MahMah Tea, y'all be good. Bye, babies.
What's wrong with the world, mama? People living like wrong with the 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 world, mama.
People killing, people dying, children hurt and you hear them crying. Can you practice what you preach? And would you turn people that cheat?
MahMah Tea, Sacred Tea Apparels, link in bio. And if you like the content, feel free to like, share, and subscribe and support Mama. And don't forget to subscribe to me on YouTube. Y'all be good now. Bye, babe. Bye, babe. Bye, babe. Bye, babe. Bye, babe.